Okay. All right. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the paragraph written just behind me with you. And from there, I'm going to have you pause the video because embedded within this paragraph are multiple errors related to grammar, punctuation, verb tense, and so on, just a whole host of issues. And again, so we're going to read it together. And I'm going to have you pause the video, make your corrections, and then in that case, you're going to, or when you're ready rather, you're going to resume and we will correct it together. And hopefully your corrections align with my own. And of course, if you have alternative corrections or other suggestions, you're welcome to leave those in the comment section below. But for now, let's go ahead and take a dive into it. So I'll step out of the way a little bit. So the sentence reads, right before leave for camp, Raj make sure he has everything him would needed. Open his bag, he look and see he had his lunch, clean cloths and his favoritist flamethrower. He mom was the best, 'cause she always makes sure his flamethrower has enough fuel. It's kind of an odd sentence, but all right, let me go ahead and step back. And at this point, I invite you to pause the video and then make those corrections and then resume. I'm assuming now you've resumed because you're ready to go. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okie doke. At the beginning of the sentence, we always start with a capital. Unfortunately, this is a lowercase r, so I'm going to go ahead and capitalize the R. So right before leave for camp. Here, we're looking for the gerund for leaving, so we're going to change its tense. So right before, which means I need to drop that E and replace it with ing. So right before leaving for, the way it's spelled, phonetic, or excuse me, it's a homophone, right? For and for, two different words, two separate meanings with the exact same sound. For, in this case, is the number 4. We want to change that to F-O-R. So right before leaving for camp, pause. Notice you're taking a breath, so you'll have a comma. Raj. Raj is a proper noun. It's a name. And all proper nouns require capitalization. So I'm going to go ahead and capitalize the R in Raj. So I'm going to go back to reread. Right before leaving for camp, pause. Raj make sure he has. All right, so I want the present progressive or continuous rather. So Raj makes sure he has everything. Notice that these two words, independent of each other, are spelled fine. However, the word I'm looking for is everything, which is a compound word, which includes both. So everything should be one word. They should be linked. So he has everything him would needed. Here we're looking for a different pronoun, right? We want to say everything he would need. So everything he would, spelled correctly, need. And then we're going to punctuate that with a period because we're making a statement. Continuing. Open his bag. So we started a new clause, started a new sentence. Unfortunately, we have a lowercase. So I'm going to go back and capitalize that. So open his bag, he look and see. So this sounds as though it's happening. So opening his bag, he look, we want the past tense. So it's happening, so we're referring to an event that occurred in the past. So opening his bag, we've got the gerund. He looked, ed, we're going to append that to the end. And is a general article, but we're looking for the conjunction. So and saw, because see is occurring now. We're looking for the past tense. So S-A-W, it's an irregular verb. He had his lunch, clean cloths, and okay. Sounds like we're producing a list or a series, which means anything 3 or more requires commas to separate each noun in that series. So his lunch, clean cloths. Cloths refers to like a rag, yes? We're looking for clothes, so C-L-O-T-H-E-S. So E-S. And again, we're using a general article. Instead, I want the contraction. So and his favoritist. So ending a word in est produces what's called a superlative form of that word, which means the most of something. In this case, favorite is fine. This is a non-word. So favorite not favoritist. So his, or most favorite if you prefer. You do want to use that as a superlative. So his favoritist or most favorite flamethrower. Notice that I say flamethrower. If we want that initial vowel to make its A sound, or to make its name, or say its name as we say, the long vowel sound, we need an E. So flamethrower, compound word. Looks like we end that clause, period. Because we're starting kind of a new idea that carries over from that initial clause. So he, mom, we're using the wrong pronoun. Instead, we want to use the possessive pronoun for he, which is going to be his, and we're going to capitalize it. So his mom was the best, really should be is. Although you could technically get away with was, that would work fine. Is the best, comma, we're going to take a breath. Cause is not the right word. Maybe in speaking with a friend, informally, you could say cause, right, in speech, but formally, you would always use the word because. So, because she always make, so we've got a double consonant, always is single consonant, so we're going to get rid of that extra L. So she always makes, present continuous, sure his flame with the E thrower has enough fuel, and we're going to go ahead and punctuate that with a period. So let's go back to reread. All right, looking at the sentence, let me get out of the way. Right before leaving for camp, Raj makes sure he has everything, compound word, he would need. Opening his bag, ooh, I noticed that there's another pause point. Opening his bag, he looked and saw he had, should be that he had, see I forgot a part, then saw that he had his lunch, clean clothes, and his most favorite flamethrower. Perfect. His mom is the best because she always, single consonant, makes, present continuous, sure his flamethrower, spelled with an E, has enough fuel. Okay, and I believe we've corrected it. Hopefully your corrections align with my own. Apart from that, feel free to chime in if you have a different series or set of corrections. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this camera before it falls over. Okie doke. All right, so if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. Of course, if you have any additional comments you'd like to make, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next exercise. All right, go ahead and stop this.